Alright, we made it to our designated campsite. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
I'm Kelsey, that's Tim, and this is our rolling home, Dusty. We've been following our dreams of traveling around the world, and after making our way south,
We did it.
very south, COVID brought us back to the US. But now, finally, it's time to explore again. So come along for season 2. We can't wait to see where this adventure takes us.
Good morning. It is now the next morning, and it is lightly starting to drizzle, but it's not cold yet. So there's a big storm that is supposedly moving in tomorrow. It's supposed to be cold.
I think
right?
today even.
Okay.
Later today it's going to be pretty cold. The high today is 50, but that's what it is now. So it should be getting colder throughout the day if the storm really moves in.
Yeah.
So it should be...
It was funny because we were expecting it to be pretty cold last night, and we were warm all night. Like
too hot.
We didn't turn the heater on. We had to open the windows because we were so hot.
But the night before in New Mexico, we woke up really cold, like jumped into our sleeping bags.
We left the top up that night,
yeah.
And we thought, oh, we'll turn, and it
We'll
was
lower
fine
the
when we
top.
turned the heater on,
It'll
but
help.
tonight we were like, oh, it'll help with noise, and
It did help with
it'll
noise.
be warmer, and it was warm.
And it was warmer, but we had to crack all the windows
Yeah.
just to stay like at a normal temperature, and we weren't in sleeping bags, so you can't predict it. The high tomorrow and the day after is 31, and the lows in the teens. So yesterday was almost 70. It was like 68 or something like that. So the difference is massive, absolutely massive. So
we're gonna go find out where our campsite is inside the park.
yep.
We're at, what ranch are we at now?
Johnson Ranch.
We're at Johnson Ranch, and we stopped to have a little snack.
Health food. Hot Cheetos. Yeah, this is one of the campsites. There's a little food box down the hill.
Yeah. I think all the backcountry sites have nothing except like a little food box, I guess, that you can put.
Yeah, I think they keep
If
it pretty
you're
primitive,
in
but
a
at least
tent.
that way if you needed to put your food in somewhere. I think the only thing out here, there's no bears or anything, but mountain lions.
They did say there were black bears in the park, but I doubt down here. They're
Probably
in
up where the
more
pine trees are, huh?
Yeah,
Cool. Yeah, it's pretty. It reminds me a lot of Arizona, like a ton.
a lot.
This wash near Bill Williams River and stuff.
Yeah.
And this, so far, the road, the creosote everywhere. It's like,
Yeah.
that's the only thing growing around us. There's some other bushes, I don't know what they are. And some cottonwoods and stuff down the river.
But it's funny, yeah, if you asked me where I was, I'd say probably like Arizona, maybe Utah, maybe Nevada.
Mm-hmm. It's like all three kind of combined.
Yeah.
And it's pretty. It's just very, we're on the one road you can drive in the park that's dirt.
Yeah.
And then, well, there's a few, but
Yeah,
it's basically one loop, and then there's one over on the east side. And then our campsite's up off one today, so we're gonna head there and check it out, and then maybe get out and do some hiking. And then the weather's moving in, so I think that's when it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Tonight, the low is in the teens, and then tomorrow's high, it never gets above 31, so crazy.
Yeah.
For Texas, we're very far south.
Yeah. Looking over across at Mexico
cool.
right now because we're on the banks of the Rio Grande, which you can't really see.
No, because it's so grown in. It's like a lot of rivers. Same with Bill and Williams
Yeah.
and all these desert ones. The brush and the cattails and whatever else grow up so thick you can't even see it.
So far, so cool.
Yep. I think we're looking at some buildings over in Mexico on that side. I'm really curious if we were to come back in this area to hop onto the Mexico side and see how
Yeah.
much you can kind of see from that
What
side.
that side of the park looks like.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna keep putting.
Keep trugging.
we made it to our designated campsite too.
Ba-ba-ba.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
So,
I mean, it's definitely the prettiest one we've seen. The whole loop we did on all those side roads, I would choose this if I knew all the different ones we've seen.
So far,
or that spring we passed on the
cool.
Black Gap Road. That would be cool too.
We're gonna go for a little walk and just take a look around our area. And I know, I got a little sticky hair, but that's okay. What do you think?
It's cool. Definitely nice to be up in this canyon. We're watching a guy on a dirt bike. A lot of loose parts on it.
Yeah.
It's my only criticism. You hear it jingling and jangling. But it's a trusty KLR. KLR 650. Kawasaki.
It's not that cold yet. We're waiting for the cold to roll in, but just normal cold right now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not very cold at all, really.
No.
For wintertime in Arizona,
Especially
this is
for
warm.
what we're expecting to come in.
Yeah, yeah. After
Which
we
is
read the
pretty cold.
report that said it was going to be a high of 31, a low of teens, 12,
Yeah.
15, something like that. So we know a storm is on the way. It hit New York and everywhere else already. And yeah, it should be here tonight.
I think so.
But
That's
I'm
what they
surprised,
said.
like no breeze yet, no feelings of a storm
Just
moving
been
in.
sprinkling all day long, but not
Yeah.
even much.
And cloudy, but
Yeah, cloudy. And then the campsite that we picked, I think we got lucky because we just booked it online.
Yeah.
And
it's the best we've seen.
pretty neat. Yeah, we have really good views up here, and
Yeah.
it's prettier vegetation and that.
Well,
kind
it's
of
at the
stuff.
end of a road where there's a trailhead,
Yeah.
and so that motorcycle is coming from the trailhead, and it's a dead end up above us. It's the closest to the mountains of any of the campsites we've seen,
Yeah.
and it's by far the prettiest desert we've seen near a campsite. So I think we kind of lucked out and got a good one. All really pretty, but it's tough for us. I think, you know, you're in an area within hundreds of miles in every direction. There's nowhere free to camp except a Department of Transportation pullout
Yeah.
on pavement or a little dirt pullout.
Yeah.
And then this was $40, right? With
Yeah, so
$30
30
entry,
to enter,
$10
and
for
then
the
$10
spot.
for each night. So if you do more than one night, obviously it gets more expensive.
So it's
but
not that much though.
No.
But compared to everywhere we go is generally free, whether it's, you know, Central South America or Western US.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough to pay
The
for
biggest
that.
bummer, I think, for me is it's cool roads and it's pretty to drive on roads like this, but you can't go off of that road. Like, you are on this designated thing and you can't get to a cool spot and be like, whoa, let's camp here. It's like,
Yeah.
no, you have to go to your designated camp spot. You
Yeah.
can't, there's
If you
no
book-
there's
if
no
you-
little roads off of
Yeah.
the road that you're on that you can go check out. And so, I don't know, that's what I love about, like, when we're in similar areas like this and there's thousands of miles of little roads and you get to one and you go, I want to see where
Let's
that
see what's
one
out there.
goes, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like that's what it's lacking, is that
Yeah.
feeling of
I feel like
discovery.
you're in a theme park.
That
or
feeling
something.
of adventure. Everything's already pre-planned. You've
Yeah.
got 5 dirt roads, You can go and drive all of them. Don't think about camping. We had the ranger just come by. She was very nice, but you know, you have to camp where you've pre-planned to camp, and you can't just have it wide open.
And for a park where you have a designated campsite, it's pretty rad that you have a very, like, I don't see any people right now.
Yeah.
Maybe way off there. I do. But
yeah, you're right. They could screw it up by having tons of campsites on these roads to accommodate more people. But I really like how they have done it, that, you know, the trailhead is far enough up the road where when the guy was riding his motorcycle down, we couldn't hear him at first. He's that far that way. And then this direction, there's a Earth Cruiser built on those Mitsubishi
I can
Fuso.
just barely make it out there.
Yeah, we can tell that it's out there, but it's 5 miles?
Probably.
Yeah, maybe 3 to 5 miles, something like that, as the crow flies, and it's just the tiniest of dots. So, I mean, it's really cool how they've kept it very rural, very dispersed.
Yeah, and I'm sure it would be cool to, we don't have time to do a lot of camping because we need to be in Houston, or I mean hiking, but I'm sure the hiking trails that are around are really cool. As we're talking, the breeze is coming up and that's a little chilly.
Yeah, I think tomorrow's going to be interesting. A high of 31, that's crazy for Texas.
Yeah.
Now, it's warmer than Alaska.
We're still doing better than Alaska.
But.
And then we're about to go to New York where it's going to be real cold.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
I know, that's wild. So yeah, from here to New York, and I was looking at a webcam, and the amount of snow in the streets and stuff is pretty wild from the storm that's hitting us here now. That hit there a couple days ago. And then from there to Egypt.
We wanted to give ourselves a really complicated way of packing. Like, we're going to be in really cold, and then we're also going to be in warm weather. So, you know, we didn't just want to pick one.
We want to pack so you can wear sandals in the Sahara Desert at the Great Pyramids, and, you know, all that other stuff. And then, and then Germany afterwards, back to cold.
Right. So we need everything.
Yes. Easy.
Yeah. No problem.
We're gonna go do the hardest section, the Black Gap. It's the gnarliest.
What are you doing?
Horsey. Let's go inside.
I hate nature.
Nature sucks. Don't cold.
Mostly I'm just hungry. Okay, we're gonna eat now. Bye.